It's Miss Guenette. This is our review video. So you guys are back in my kitchen. I am going to be writing on a paper chart right here, but I don't have one that's on the wall or anything. So I'm going to try to improvise. We're going to go through and we're going to make a T chart. A T chart is great because it organizes our information. That way we have everything in one place and it's easy to look at and easy to find. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through each definition of a solid, a liquid, and a gas, and then we're going to write an example of each one of those on the chart as well. Okay? So my first state of matter that I'm going to write is a solid. Okay? You guys are just going to have to improvise with me here. So a solid is what? I know that you guys know what a solid is. We've talked about it for at least a week now. So a solid is matter that has its own shape. So really anything that's solid, like this cup is a solid, this pen is a solid, this marker is a solid, let's see, this orange that I have is a solid. So there's lots of solids around us. So the definition is a solid is matter that has its own shape, okay? So we're going to write that, matter that has its own shape. And I'm going to display a graphic organizer for you guys at the end of this so that you can see it on your screen as well. So matter that has its own shape. An example, so you guys think of an example right now of a solid. I'm going to give you a few seconds to think. The solid that I'm going to choose is a cup, my coffee cup, since I've been drinking lots of coffee lately. So my cup is a solid. I'm also going to write an orange, because that's also a solid. And let's see, my marker's a solid. Good. So I'm going to show this to you guys. Once again, I'm going to show an electronic version as well. But a solid is matter that has its own shape. An example would be a cup, an orange that you eat, or a marker. Beautiful. So my next state of matter is a liquid. So I'm going to write a liquid. So this is a good way to create a study chart all together. Okay? So we're learning the information as we go. We're reviewing the information that we've already talked about, okay? So a liquid, you guys think about it for a second. What do you think a liquid is? The definition. So a liquid is matter that can flow and take the shape of its container, all right? So we talked about liquids. So my cup is not a liquid, but the coffee inside my cup would be a liquid. Water. I have water in a spray bottle right here. The water is a liquid. We talked about juice as a liquid. We talked about milk as a liquid. If you guys remember when I did my Easter egg dyeing, it required that we had vinegar. So vinegar is a liquid. So any liquid that's in your fridge is going to be a liquid that we can classify as a state of matter. So like I said, the definition is a matter that can flow and take the shape of its container. Okay, so when I pour water into a cup, that water is going to form into the shape of that cup, of that container. Okay, so we're going to write this down. Matter that can flow and takes the shape of its container. So container is kind of like a fancy word, but basically whatever you pour the liquid into, it's going to fit into that cup or bottle or whatever it is. Okay, so I want you guys to think of an example. Think in your heads, giving you a few seconds, of a liquid that you want to write down or think about as I write down. All right, so I'm going to show you mine for our t-shirt. A liquid, matter that can flow and takes the shape of its container. An example would be coffee, my favorite, milk, or tea. So if you guys said any of those or any other liquid, then you are correct. So the last state of matter, which we talked about and we saw a few videos on, is gases. So who knows what the definition of a gas is? All right, so my definition of a gas is matter that can spread out in the entire container. So I thought about a balloon. So when I blew up my balloon, the air inside the balloon fit the whole container, the whole balloon. So when I blew air into the balloon and it expanded, all of the gas fit, which air is a gas, so all of the gas fit inside the balloon. So it flows freely in the container. All right? So we're going to write gas, and then I'm going to write my definition. Matter that can spread out to fill an entire container. Now I want you guys to think of an example. We've talked about lots of examples of gases, so give yourself a few seconds. I'm going to choose mine. Did you guys think of a gas? All right, gas, matter that can spread out to fill a container. An example would be oxygen or helium. Those are the two examples that I chose. All right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to listen to a fun song about matter. Well, here's my chart, actually. So we can see right here, matter, what makes up all things. And this looks just like my T-chart that I made. All right? So here's my video that I'm going to show you guys. It's going to be a fun little song.
Get Carson! Kids Music Channel!
Stand up, get ready to move. Move like a state of matter. Right to the groove. Then think and say what state of matter it is. Solid, liquid, gas. Move your arms and hands like a waterfall. A waterfall is a
Liquid!
stand up straight like a flagpole. A flagpole is a
Solid!
wiggle your fingers up like water vapor. Water vapor is a
Gas!
roll your arms around like a wheel. A wheel is a
Solid!
let's have more fun and move. Breathe in deep and blow out air. Air is a
Gas!
push piles of dirt like a bulldozer. A bulldozer is a
Solid!
surf and ride the waves in the ocean. The ocean is a
Liquid.
chug, chug, choo, choo like a train. A train is a
Solid.
look all around every day. Observe and think. Is it a solid, a liquid, or a gas? Is it a solid, a liquid, or a gas? Is it a solid, a liquid, or a gas? Let's be friends.